Put on the pressure. Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's look into this. Top of the hour, 2 o'clock with Brother Abz. Greetings to everybody this Sunday, beautiful Sunday. I hope you've had a very prosperous week, prosperous weekend thus far. Fruitful weekend, healthy weekend. I'm going to talk about some health related stuff. I'm looking forward to this little talk because it's something that's kind of dear to me. Yeah, top of the hour, we're going to start talking about some very important things. I hope you enjoy this one. I'd advise you all, because I'm going to talk about a couple of scientific terminologies they use in biology and that. I would love you guys to have a pen and pencil or do some research on it just so you can find that for yourself. It's about yourself. It's about all of us that's melanated. And it's just to let you know that you're special. But anyway, either or either, we're going to get into this soon. Enjoy.
On slaving, oh yes, in a Babylon. Rasta man, don't you give it up. Just keep on praising Jah and lick your yup. Oh yes, you got to keep on stepping out of Babylon.
I am the melanin man. Look at me and you'll understand. I am the melanin man. I come from the melanin land. I absorb the light. I am the darkness in your night. The way I dance, you see, it's just the melanin in me. The things that I think and feel is the things they try to steal. But look in the sun and you will see you cannot destroy the melanin in me. I am the melanin man. Look at me and you'll understand. I am the melanin man. I come from the melanin land. I am time and space. I will never be erased. The way I sing, you see, is just the melanin in me. When you look at me and think, do I remind you of blood or ink? Anyone you perceive me to be, I am indelible, and it's the melanin in me. Yes, I am the melanin man. Look at me and you'll understand. I am the melanin man. I come from the melanin land. Melanin man. Look at me and you'll understand. I am the melanin man. I come from the melanin land. I am the dream you dream. I am the reason you scheme. The compassion that you see is because of the melanin in me. Now the sun is getting hotter in the sky. Don't ask me the reason why. Who will survive? Who will it be? Will it be you or the melanin in me? Yes, I am the melanin man. Look at me and you'll understand. I am the melanin man. I come from the melanin land. I am the melanin man. Look at me and you'll understand. I am the melanin man. I come from the melanin land.
Yeah. Walk on, Miss Mellow. Mellow, mellow. Walk on, Miss Mellow, mellow. Miss Melanin. Melanin, 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 melanin. Love off me dark girls, love off me brownin. Melanin, 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 melanin. the chocolate, you know, fi
Walk on Miss Melanin, skin smooth, everything about you so genuine. Move like you're the born an American. Liverpool, try she no play, she will perish him. More time smile, most time mama very grim. Fashion and style, do not try, you will never win. Full of bling, ting-a-ling, bell a ring.
another thing. Body well toned like so she live a dream. Melanin, 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 melanin. Love off me dark girls, love off me brownin. Melanin, 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 melanin. Me love the chocolate, you know, fi
Walk on Miss Mellow, when me slap it up, bounce like jello. Me a beg you lock your mouth and nobody start yellow. If I ever start yellow, me go book in the cellar. When me book in the cellar, you go sing out like a bella, sing out like a bella, hit a note like a bella. Hit a acapella, make your stars swell. When your stars swell, make it wet up like umbrella. When you wet up like umbrella, me all over baby.
melanin, 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 melanin. Love off me dark girls, love off me brownin. Melanin, melanin.
Greetings, everybody, on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's your brother Abz. Just flew in to give you this quick one. It's always quick with me. I'm going to try and slow it down a little bit. As per usual, there's a few things I want to get through. The main talk for today is going to be about melanin, as you can kind of get a guess from the tunes. Before I can get into it fully, I want to just do some kind of like I class for myself. It's like a little background, because when you talk about like melanin, you're talking about something very, very, very deep. So for us to really understand it and get into it, I need to kind of clarify a few points. So the first one I'm going to go into is like the creation stories and myths of darkness and myths about darkness. So very quickly, just as like a backdrop for when I get into this melanin. So basically, like, it seems like in creation stories worldwide in world history, darkness is a very prominent and consistent theme. Yeah. So we know about like the Bible's creation stories about darkness. We know about ancient Kemet's stories about darkness. Zoroastrianism. Let me say it correctly. Zoroastrianism. I think I've said it wrong, but it's a Persian religion, ancient Persian religion, and these guys, same thing, same darkness. Ahura Mazda was in darkness, same thing. Aboriginal Australian history, they say the same similar thing. So basically, darkness is the long and short of it. Darkness is prominent, consistent. That's the backdrop. Now, darkness is defined as the partial or total absence of light. Yeah. Also wickedness or evil. Now that's very interesting, because we've got like a couple of contradictions here, right? Because we have to understand how would it be connotated to wickedness or evil. We've been led to believe that darkness is evil, but by whose definition? Very important. How do we know darkness is evil? This is another thing, yeah. And how can it be equated with death even? Because that's another thing. Darkness, death, they go hand in hand. Now, I want to know, has the dead ever reported any stories about what it's like to be dead? Yeah, and have they told you that they're in some dark abyss floating around aimlessly, you know, ooh, like this? I don't know. But what I do know, yeah, because I like to look at things scientifically, is that there's got to be science to support anything that's claimed, yeah? Whether it's to do with even like they would say, like evil is a spiritual connotation, but there's going to be science, something scientific to make that be known. But anyway, let's get into the darkness aspects. This is the thing I want to quickly go through. Yeah, that people have to remember that, you know, at birth, and that's the birth of literally anything, is darkness is consumed first. In the darkness of the womb we come out. So when I look at darkness, I can't really equate it with evil, you know. And I don't know who does, right? I mean, I know a lot of people do, but I can't. Yeah, I mean, because I can't see nothing wrong with it. Yeah, it's I think, for me, it's all to do with preconceived ideas and what's been taught to us. And I think we've been taught to not like darkness, and it's been put, this kind of taboo's been put on it, which I think, now some people do it not knowing, some people do it knowingly. So I don't know who done it for what reason, but I just know that it's not really something to be scared of or to think, because I think evil is something that has no particular color. It could take any form or shape in anybody. You know what I mean? So it's and it could be spiritual, which you can't even see it. Yeah, I mean, so it's not to do with the color of darkness. And as I said again, we know this all, that with birth comes in the darkness of the womb. So basically, I just want to say that darkness is neither good or bad. That's the conclusion I've come to. That's the first piece of the backdrop. Second piece now, dark matter. Some people want to know what's that got to do with things. Well, dark matter is something they found just a few years ago. Scientists have found a few years ago and observed this phenomenal substance. It's very phenomenal in the sense that it doesn't emit light and it doesn't reflect light. It's out in space. They say they found this, and space is supposed to be dark already. So how they saw this is the next thing. But they basically have got this dark matter. They say that's moving around. I saw something years ago from Patrick Moore when they made this discovery, and he was getting excited about it. It just looked like a round black circle going around in space, and basically it does not reflect light. It does not emit light. So that's something that's like an analogy to them. They want to know why that is, because nearly everything out there, like black holes, they accept light, they emit light. Yeah. So these things, right, is important because it's all to do with the darkness. Because I want to get into this darkness and understand all of this. Yeah. And why is it related to us? Yeah. Yeah. So this is like, and I'm talking us as in melanated people, and how it's relating actually to the whole world, which is everybody, because this is something that's got something to do with everyone. They need to know this. Okay, so basically we've gone into this dark matter. Now this dark matter, this analogy that's moving around in space, it's got some very, very interesting characteristics. Like it can penetrate through all forms of matter, just like radiation. So basically this dark matter can go through anything. Yeah. So we don't even know if we're getting bombarded with this right now from space, And the reason why, my little theories is this: that this dark matter, this darkness that's talked about in the Bible and all different holy books or so-called holy books or literature to do with the origination of things, on the origination of creation. I think it's got, my theory is it's got something to do with the original beings that was on this planet. And when I look at, even like in the Quran, they say that when we made man, and we call him we call him a Khalifa. Khalifa just means that he's somebody that Allah's put in rule of another set of people, because he's like a governor. Yeah. So that's a race of people that he said was Khalifas, and that was the first people that was made. Now, we've got facts about the out of Africa, and I don't want to go too much into it, but we know that Africans are the one. We've traced it back to the mitochondrial DNA of the African woman. So that's been, that's there. That's in science. It's not something I've made up. But what I'm saying is that the melanated person, who's to say that they haven't got that dark matter sitting on their skin? Now, how who's to say? Who's to say that we're not made with all of these things that the universe has got, and it's embedded in our body? Now, this will lead me straight on to being, why melanated? Now, why melanin? What's this melanin about? Okay, this is where we get into this. Now, melanin is a substance in your body that enhances the body internally and externally. Now, this is something very, very important to know, that this is not just something that is external on your skin. It actually works inside your organs, right? Right. I'll get to the root of the word, which is from Greco-Roman, which the word melas is the root word meaning black for the word melanin. Now, melanin is produced in melanocytes cells located in the body organs, such as the skin, liver, kidney, that's the internals as well as external, and particularly in the brain, right? In a place called the nigra and locus coeruleus, which is near the center of the brain, which not only receives the melanocytes, or receives it receives melanocytes, and it also produces melanosomes from the melanocytes, Yeah. So these melanocytes are sending these melanosomes, which are like hormones, that go to the internal and the external of the body. Yeah. And that hormone, right, as I said, they come in the form of melanosomes, and they're quite a lot. You know, in these melanosomes, there's all these different types of hormones, which I found out. And one of them is called neuroadrenaline. Now, neuroadrenaline, right, which is a hormone which is produced by the melanocytes, which is located in different parts of the body, different organs of the body, like the liver, the kidney, as I was saying, and the skin, the epidermis. It's all part of your body. This is what enhances your body and makes it move in a more optimum fashion. Now, neuroadrenaline acts like a neurotransmitter that influences the body's fight or flight response. Yeah. Now, this is kind of good to know, yeah, I mean, because this is another thing that's inside. You know, we get this in psychology. They talk about fight or flight, but there's an actual hormone that actually can control and help regulate that. Yeah, they actually use this in medication, and don't ask me how they got it, but they use it in medication, and it's used to increase and maintain blood pressure. So these are things that they use in the hospitals, in places like that, where they use the noradrenaline to give to relax relax a patient or make them feel cool and calm. Now, thing about all of this is that the part of the brain called the locus coeruleus, I hope I'm saying it right, coeruleus, is a part of the brain that gets triggered by stress. Yeah, and this is something that's I never knew as I was reading up on this, is that it's something that's triggered off by stress, which means that when it gets triggered by stress, then these hormones come into play, and then they balance out in your body, and then they help you to decide certain things. Right. Now, the brain also produces a hormone called neuromelanin. Right. Now, all of this is from melanin. Right, because I've hit you with one melanin, but these are the different components, right? So the brain produces a hormone called neuromelanin, which is a dark biopolymer pigment whose role is to enhance and regenerate cells, reinforce tissue, and heal cuts and bruises. Now, you know, this is amazing. You know, I almost feel like Q from James Bond, like telling James Bond about the little tricks and trinkets he's got in his car, and it's like I'm saying this about the human body. We've got a lot of great things going on. You know, God never played when he made us. He made us in a very, 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 very powerful form. Now, again, I'll say this again, that the brain also produces a hormone called neuromelanin, which is a dark biopolymer pigment whose role is to enhance and regenerate cells, reinforce tissue, and heal cuts. You see? Now, all it is with a biopolymer is that it's like a hormone again that sends messages to the cells, to the cells, and to the tissues, and to the different parts of the body that is going to give them instructions of what to do. Yeah, basically. So, you know, that's all that a biopolymer is. Basically, it gives instructions to cells and tissues, and gives them jobs to do so that they can enhance the body. Now, we all know that melanin is a sunscreen, that we all know that it screens harmful UV rays, yeah, that we know this, yeah. But did we know that it's at a 99% absorption rate? You know, that's almost 100%. You know, so you can absorb the sun, and it won't damage your body because your body kicks in with the melanin, and it produces antioxidants. Yeah. Now, that's how you know the body is designed to interact with the sun. You know, it's also termed as a reactive oxygen species, or we're termed as a reactive oxygen species that uses sunlight to assist in creating antioxidants that block UV rays. Yeah. This is another thing that's very, very important to know. So when we've got like everybody saying, "Oh yeah, you got to put sunscreen on," and that's not for melanated people. Because it's like you're not letting your body work naturally to do the job that it was naturally designed to do. You know, this is a very, very key and fundamental thing. So, with that being said, you know, we've got to now ascertain, like, you know, what is this melanin? You know, we've got to ascertain that. Why have we got it? You know, these are the questions you've got to ask, because this is your body. And what do I do with all of this? Yeah, all this knowledge. Right. Now, melanin comes in two forms, which is eumelanin, EU melanin, which gives a brown black pigment. So that's how that will account for the brown and black skinned people because of the eumelanin. And then there's another one called theomelanin. And with theomelanin, PHEO melanin, that gives a reddish yellow pigment. So that accounts for the reddish to yellow pigmented people. All man like me. You know what I mean? So it's like there's two forms of melanin within the context of melanin. That's what comprises melanin. So we can see how melanin is solar powered. It converts sunlight into chemical energy to provide a network of hormones that strengthens the body internally and externally. Yeah. Now, another thing about melanin, I can go on about it all day, but I'm gonna try and keep it as short and sweet as possible. But one thing about melanin, that it is an electromagnetic conductor, right? So solar, because we can also say it's solar to a degree, because solar is electromagnetic energy in the form of heat. So it's electromagnetic energy conductor, meaning that your body can interact with the electromagnetic waves. Very, very powerful. You know, there's a lot of things that can be attached to that if you think about it, because when people talk about reading your mind and about telepathy, telekinesis, all of the so-called esoteric things that we've been taught, or some people have been associated with, or some people might know about, some people don't know about. But these esoteric things, I actually believe it was in the melanated being to be able to do these things naturally, because the body was configured to do certain things like that. Because when you talk about electromagnetism, you're talking about radio wave frequencies, you're talking about frequency and vibes. And we like to use that word a lot, vibes, vibration. But this is what it really is. You know, your body is like a machine that sends out vibes and receives vibes. And it sends like energy out, you know. And I reckon we got a certain energy signature as well that goes with it. That's unique to yourself, you know, which would account for some people when they say like they thought of somebody, and you know, when they thought of that person, they saw that person, you know. So it could have been that they sent a message even to that person, yeah, and unknowingly that person received the message and was subconsciously moving towards where the message was coming from. You don't know. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there because there's a lot of things like we say, oh, deja vu or this and that, and I don't believe anything is just deja vu down to chance. Everything's been calculated and meted out by science. So I believe the Most High that created us in his divine and in her divine way, they put a lot of scientific things inside of us, because we was one of their, I reckon, pet scientific projects. We are very, very powerful because of this, because I think it's a power we need to look into and tap into and find out a little bit more about it, because there's some great scholars that's done very, very great works about it. Layla Africa, Dr. Sebi, there's a lot of people that's gone into the melanin, and there's some new guys, contemporary guys, that's actually got the new slant, got some new info to add on to it, and it would be very good to take them in. You can find them all on YouTube, but I ain't going to run through all the names yet. I'll do all of those things, and probably one show I'll just go through a lot of contacts to do with literature and to do with getting more knowledge. I'm just running through this now because all of these things I'm giving you can be verified online or in textbooks for those that are interested in finding out. Now, we've said about melanin's electromagnetic capabilities, right? And it works with lunar energy as well. Right. Also, I want people to know that it is the most expensive commodity on the market. Yeah, something to look into as well. And then I always ask that question: where are they extracting it from? Right. Now we've got the pineal gland, right, which is at the back of the brain, not far from the locus coeruleus, which produces these melanosomes that gives you the that enhances your organs and everything. The pituitary gland, right, produces melatonin. Now, I've done a research on it, and it said science books are saying, it's not related to melanin, this and that. But I'm saying to myself, well, why would you call it melatonin? I actually believe it's another hormone that is secreted. That's secreted from the melanin itself, and it actually regulates your body rest patterns, your body sleeping patterns, which is something that's very, very, very important. I mean, a lot of people, we have problems sleeping. A lot of us have insomnia. There's some people that even have this one they call, I found out about apnea, the one that can actually kill you. So it's good to know about what you're composed of, what you're made of, because I believe that if you know what you're made of, then you will find it not hard to find what you can take in nutrients to actually enhance what you have. So this is the thing, and melanin is intriguing to me because I've seen like clips on YouTube of non-melanated people taking melanin tablets and I think injections, and they become brown in a few hours. It doesn't last that long. I think it might last like a few hours or whatever, but that's what's going on. Now, I'm only saying this to say this, is that we need to check ourselves, look at what we've been given as a blessing. I believe it's a privilege from God. And with that privilege, you must now look at it and see, what it is you can do to enhance it, because everything in this life is about taking care of. When we grow up, we've been taken care of by our parents, and when we buy material things, we take care of it. But as a species, as a race, we don't take care of ourselves in the optimum way that we're supposed to. And a lot of it is to do with the fact that we don't even know what we have or appreciate what we've got. We know basic things. I mean, with me, I knew basic biology, basic chemistry, basics of everything. And I did know a little bit about melanin, but because I decided I want to share the little bit that I knew and just add the tiny bits more on top, I just wanted to share this with you guys so you understand that you're walking around with some powerful machinery on you. You're walking around like some high powered, because this same melanin that I heard, and I want to get these clips and put them on my Facebook, my alchemistry thing page, and let my people see that the Western military are using melanin in their technology. This is very, 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 very interesting. So I'm thinking, all right, maybe they're using it probably to do whatever they're doing, but they're going to be programming it and playing with it. Why don't we do the same to ourselves? Why don't you test the power circuitry that you've been given, but first of all maintain it and look after it. And this is a very important thing. So this piece, a little piece I gave you about melanin, is just to let you all know that we're blessed, but I don't think we appreciate our blessing. I don't think we feed ourselves in the right way to enjoy that blessing, which is something I'm going to get into in the next piece I'm going to get into, because I'm going to get into health after this. But for this particular bit, I am going to drone on just that little bit about melanin, because it is a powerful substance, and it's a substance that we've actually been bypassing, not checking. We're not been treating ourselves good. Me, I'm not really a skin creamer, even though I've made creams for organic creams for the skin, and they are very, very good creams for the skin. Melanin is a mystical thing to me, because I believe that when people talk about getting to altered states and to doing certain things, I believe the melanin contains all of the ways and means of doing it. But because we don't understand how to use it, because people just think by walking around with it, that's it. No, I think there's something you've got to do with this. You've got to tune this up a bit. You understand me? So you can get some energy out of it. Yeah, and I believe that there's a way that when you use it properly and you eat properly, you drink properly, then soon we won't need a mobile phone. We better talk to each other by mind like our ancestors used to do. Now some people's gonna say this guy's crazy, la 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 la, but there's people like in the military in Russia, America, and other countries that sit down. All they do is do ESP, different things like this, you know, to work out how to use powers. You know, I mean that's inside of the body, which I think is a good thing, you know, because there's nothing wrong with that. This is what God gave you, you know. So we should be doing the same thing, you know. I actually go as far as to say I believe that's why a lot of these guys in Africa, the witch doctors and whatever, the guys that are so-called spiritualists and that, they're using the melanin to do what they do. Yeah, they're using that melanin to do what they do. There's a way they've worked out how to use it, where they can do certain things. Because I've heard from other sources that the melanin is such a powerful thing that you can actually change your physicality. Yeah, I've even heard that melanin's got its own consciousness. Yeah, Dr. Layla Africa broke that one down. You know, so you know that's powerful stuff. So it's almost like, you know, we've got Spider-Man when they came out with that Venom stuff, and you know I found it funny that the first thing that Venom that monster, that symbiote did, he went on the skin and covered it. Yeah, but they made it covered it to do bad. You see, and that comes back to the first piece of the talk I was talking about. Is darkness bad or is it good? I mean, and we already know that that's subjective. I don't believe it's good or bad. It's like anything. Yeah, I mean, yeah. And the goodness and the badness is the direction it's been put in. Yeah, and that's for everybody of all colors, of all tribes. You know, it's the direction you've been put in. So you know, this melanin, this beautiful thing that we've got, this electromagnetic charger. I would say almost like a charger that charges you up summertime, charges you up wintertime. It don't charge you up as much, but I believe there's certain things that it does, you know, and we need to tap more into that. And when I do find out more info on it, because I've just given you all the basics, it's just to share that little basic thing with you. Do not play with your melanin, you know, do things, eat well, you know. We're going to get into that anyway in the next piece of the talk. So for this time now, I'm going to just slide out a little bit, give you something to think about. I know I might have went through all of this melanosomes and melanocytes and all the stuff like this. You can research that. No doubt the books will define it a little bit better than I've done it. I've just run through it to give you guys like a layman's term or a layman's rendition of what melanin is. I'm just trying, you know what I mean? Because I'm not a scientist, you know, and I'll never profess to be, and I ain't no great intellectual. I'm just somebody that likes to do research, and I like knowledge, and I like to find stuff, and I like to share it. As good as I've got it to share it. You know, I wouldn't share the bad stuff, but the good stuff I get, I share it. And I would like my people to just grab it. They don't have to believe it, but even research it. You know what I mean, for yourself, because this is about you. You know, and the reason why I'm saying it is that we don't think about ourselves in a serious enough manner, and I don't think we look at ourselves in a serious enough manner, because for the sheer fact the Most High chose our ancestry, our lineage, to bring glory, to bring greatness, to bring inventions, to bring civilizations, to bring so much beautiful things, then there must be something special about us that we've got to look into. Yeah, and I'm going to start off with the physicalities of it, because that physicality will lead you more to the spiritual side. But the physicality, if you don't understand your physicality, you won't understand your spirituality. And you need to understand your physicality, because you're living on earth, terra firma. We're living in 3 dimensions, 4 dimensions, whatever they want to say dimensions is there. But we're living there with senses. We feel, we touch. We need to know these things. We need to understand these things. We need to understand, you know, it will help you in, like, say, for those that's got that question of why am I here on earth? What am I here to do? You know, these things, we all need to know about ourselves, yeah? And then it will lead us to understand our history more better, and to understand the story and our journey a little bit more better, and hopefully understand our ancestors more better, and eventually get into the mind of God. Because that's, I think, what the ultimate is, getting into God's mind and being part of that, and understanding why are we here, what's the grand plan, you know? Why are we made in such a wonderful manner that, you know, that we can do certain things? Why is it Michael Jordan can jump up so rotted high that scientists have to sit down and make calculations to work out how he did this? You know, why is it Usain Bolt runs at such a speed for a man of his height that he's not supposed to run at? You know, it's for short guys like me. You know what I mean? But he's killing it because he's doing stuff, and I believe it's all part, and the melanin's all part and parcel of that. That's all something to do with that, because I've ever heard he's got a good diet, and I know that the stuff he eats that's the stuff that will enhance your melanin. So, you know, we got to think about all of these things, you know, because I believe we're superhumans. You know what I mean? Behaving like we're just animals, and we've got to differentiate that and make a decision. Do we want to, you know, claim that? You know, do we want to be back to the pedestal of how he was before? You know, giving out knowledge, showing wisdom, you know, behaving correctly, talking correctly, showing love. You know, the things we're still doing now, but I don't feel we even appreciate what we do. You know, and I'm going to big up everyone in care, that's in the care world. You know, all my Nubians that's doing that job. Yeah, respect you all, because it takes a lot of energy to do that. And it takes a special power to do that, and patience. So, you know, I'm gonna go leave you guys to think about that. And I really, really, really hope that, you know, what I said made a little bit of sense, and it was something that was stirring to the brain, stirring to the soul, enough for you to want to do your own research. Because this is about you, not about me, because these stuff I know already. So it's for you all. Yeah, I mean, it's for you all to know that, you know, the Most High never left you out. Never, ever left you out. Never stopped wanting good for you. Never, ever wanted you to be in the position you're in. Never wanted to see you in any bad way. But it's for us to recognize this, and for us to realize that it's incumbent upon us. It's our responsibility to take care of ourselves, to find out about stuff. Don't leave it for other people. You know, this is your world. So you have to make the world the way you see fit, with the knowledge that's around you. And it will only be changed if you change, and if you seek for change, and if you seek to even just learn something. Yeah, it could be anything. Yeah, because any little bit, there's a Jamaican saying, they say, every mickle make a muckle. Every little piece adds to something. But every day we live, breathe, and enjoy, we're meant to learn something. Yeah. So, you know, this one I've thrown on you guys is the something to start off with. Melanin, good for your skin. You understand me? So everybody remember this, please. Check out yourself. You understand me? You there's a lot more going on with you than you actually think, and I think you need to check it out. So that's what this looking into this. I've looked into the melanin. I've gave you this piece on dark matter, from space, the phenomenon, and I was trying to link it to melanin. It might be true, might not be true, but you can research that. I've got other guys that say it's true, but I'm not going to use them in my argument. I'm just going to tell you this is what I believe. And then I went into creation stories, because in the beginning everything was in darkness. So I wanted to dispel the myth that darkness is bad, that, you know, all the old preconceived ideas, oh, I'm scared, and ooh, and all that. Nah, because in the light there's a lot of nonsense happening that I'm scared of. You know what I mean? So it's about the direction of things. It's the way your brain is going. You know, are you going to do bad in the dark? Because it will get seen in the light. You do bad in the light, you'd more than likely be doing it in the dark. So it's just the direction of the brain. But it doesn't mean the light good or the bad, or the light bad, or the bad, or the darkness is good. It just means it's the energy you put into all of it. But I genuinely believe, as I said about the guys that do magic and witchcraft or whatever, or science or whatever you want to call it, they use the melanin, and they use the darkness, and they use dark matter to do what they do, because they know the science. And I reckon that's what makes them different to a lot of people. They know the science, but they're not sharing that knowledge. And we need to find out the science. Yeah, I'm not saying for us to go around doing voodoo and stuff like that, but for us to actually unlock certain powers. Yeah, so that we can use it for the good, you know, for the betterment of people. I believe when you unlock these powers, even the power of healing will come back to you. You know, you'll have that energy coming back, because you actually know who you are. You can vibrate now differently. You know, and it will make you appreciate what you eat and what you drink and what you say and what you do. So yeah, not blabbering on. Let's get into this. It's some music for you to chill to. I'll be back. I didn't even tell you the last few tracks. Sugar Miner, a guy called Skip the Line with Melanin and Mutabaruka, the great Mutabaruka with Melanin Man. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna hit you with some other tunes, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Take care.
salvation, the last material disappear. Me a beg to feel and say, over dollars and say, life always. Today, preserve life and live. I am the breadwinner for my wife and kids. See, me not stray from the positive and the bow down low, or not the negative. Till I'm so God, press the time I holler, but time I need a bing in a follow them. Spread the gospel, love you one another.
You know that health is wealth and ital is vital. They're not just some rhyming words. It's something that's just got to be heard. Who is responsible for your health? Look in the mirror, it's your very own self. You can't rely on nobody else. Health is wealth, vital is vital. Try and take care of yourself. Health is wealth, vital is vital. You can't rely on nobody else. Health is wealth, vital is vital. Try and take care of yourself. Health is wealth, vital is vital. You can't rely on nobody else. Tracking with the herb at the field for the healing of the nation. Fruit and vegetable for medication. So much food, so much variation. Sustenance for all generation. It's there in abundance. Vitamins and minerals and whole heap of nutrients. Anti-inflammatory and antioxidants. Give your temple a chance, cause health is wealth. Vital is vital. You gotta take care of yourself. Health is wealth. Vital is vital. You can't rely on nobody else. Health is wealth. Vital is vital. Try and take care of yourself. Health is wealth. Vital is vital. You can't rely on nobody else. Vegan, we're vegan. Plant-based, we say. Long time Rastafari. Say a day, so he day. Vital, we vital. Nah go no way. Under we roots and we fruits and we vegetable all the way. Cause health is wealth, vital is vital. You gotta take care of yourself. Health is wealth, vital is vital. You can't rely on nobody.
Yeah. Maccabee, health is wealth. Tune before, I think it was Turbulence, health. We left off with what's the name? Brown Sugar from the 80s, Black Pride. Yeah, so that's that. So I want to get into this piece now about health. I know everybody's heard it a million times before, and it can be kind of like disdaining to hear. Like the same old thing. Sorry about the feedback. Cut that down. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, so basically I want to get into health. I know everyone's heard this all before. Look after yourself, blah blah blah. I'll be a fraud if I didn't say that I wish good health first of all to my family, to myself, you know, all my children, you know, all their mums, all my family. I want health for the whole world, basically. Yeah, except those that are doing the wicked things, obviously. Yeah, but get into the goodness. I want everybody to be happy. So I'm going to say about the health. I have to say about health from my perspective. Now, we know a little more about our physiology as melanated beings, right? And it can be concluded that we do need specialist treatment and nutrition that optimizes our body functions to its highest capacity. Now, Western medicine does not consider the melanated physiology, you know, which, you know, it's just common sense because they're not melanated, you know, which can be seen in the amount of sickle cell people that are suffering and dying, and the amount of misdiagnosed melanated people. So, you know, this is something that would happen because, you know, it's just common sense. You know, they haven't been trained. They don't understand the physiology. You know, they don't. Well, if they do, I sure believe they probably keep it secret. But the most important thing is that, you know, it's our duty to look after ourselves. You know, and it comes to the point that, you know, I say to myself, it must be. We've turned mad to expect Western medicine, after you can see from the past what's happened through Western medicine and the philosophy that's behind it, to help the African body. And solid, it won't help us. Yeah, and then we have to ask ourselves, how did our predecessors tend to their ill? You know, now in Egypt, a lot of people don't know that a lot of surgeons, I won't say a lot, but I've read this. There's surgeons that's actually used the scalpels and all the surgery equipment that the Egyptians had, because they was literally perfect. Imagine this. So looking after the ill, I think that was well within our. We've just forgotten how to do it basically, and we're dishonoring our ancestors when we do that, because how do we expect our future to be bright? How do we expect our children to be healthy and strong? How do we expect them to be, if we're feeding them chicken and chips? Even me, I'm giving you a bit quick meal, chicken and chips, not giving them the right stuff. You got to think about it. In the 60s, right? Leukemia, cancer, even diabetes. That was not in the community. That was not with melanated people. That was a Western afflicted diseases that was hitting them. Now we're living in the West, we're getting the same thing. Look, 2022, even just this week, just gone. Last 2 weeks, 2 people I know got cancer. And it's ludicrous. And these are young people. So it's I just don't understand any of this. And in looking at myself and being honest with myself and being honest with where I'm living, I'm getting a little bit better. I'm eating better. I definitely give my children better food. And I'm realizing that, I feel better as I've made the change. I've lost weight naturally without having to go gym and stuff like that. So, we've got to really take charge of our health, especially with knowing that you're melanated and that melanin's got so much powers. For that to operate good, for your whole body to operate, for your mind to operate, you do need to have good nutrition. And you must put good things in your body at all times. Increase your water intake, and stuff like this, to ward off sickness, cut down on certain things, cut off certain things. Fizzy drinks, you could buy fizzy water and mix it with juice, there's things that we could do, and we've got to do. It's coming to a point where we don't know how many of us are walking around with underlying illnesses, and it just takes one thing. And with the way things are going, it will just take one thing just to reveal that. So I'm just saying this about the health situation, that I'm not gonna not speak about it, especially talking about melanin. We've got to change everything about ourselves to make this happen. We have to change the way we get where we get our food from. We have to look at organic places, or we have to look at even the food that we're eating right now, because we're eating some some processed food, which is contributing towards our illnesses. We've got to overhaul all of this. So it brings me back to saying that as a people, we have not paid enough attention to our current state of health and nutrition, as we do not have the healthcare or products available that reflect our needs. And if we do, which I do know there are places that sell what we need, but it's not known to everybody, and we've got to change overhaul all of that, because we've got to look at this, right? We work for food, shelter, and prosperity, but the first port of call for prosperity is your health. Your health is your wealth, and your wealth can't buy you. Even though some rich people do, spend money to buy new this, new that, parts of the body and stuff like that, it doesn't really work out. It's not. It's what they call a poor substitute for what you already had. So you've got to look after what you've got. And that's the be all and end all of it. And it's all the black businesses that are out there. It's easy for me to suggest, but all you guys are entrepreneurs, they're out there, and you're selling herbal products. Let people know. Have days of have some market days that we can find out what you're doing. Because there's a market, there's a massive market for it. And we need it. We need to be prioritizing what we're gonna do with our life. Are we gonna be another statistical figure? Because we've become unnatural eaters and consume food full of hormones and chemicals that deteriorate our body. And that word deteriorate is real. Plastic containers. All the stuff, that the bad habits that we've been, we get. We don't have to have it. Bottles in plastic bottles containing water. You know, we can change that to glass. We can take the plastic, pour the water into glass. You know, put your food in earthenware and heat it up. You know, because these are all the things that nibble at you, and it hits at you. You know what I mean? So you wanna be a bit more sharp on that. I'm wanna be more sharp on that. Drink more water. Get rid of the soft drinks. You know, check your food packaging. Too much plastic being used. You know, and we've got to look at these things. You know, even the packaging for baby food and stuff like that, it's all up in plastic. So then what chance do they have? And we know what plastics do. So we've got to really, really look at things, and you know, and decide what do we want to do. Forget wealth for a minute. Prioritize. You know, that money going into the beer, the spirits, the fancy clothes, and all the stuff that can't really help you. You know, that could have been channeled into your body. Well worth it. Well worth it. And then when you find that, you know, naturally you look after yourself, you're going to want to look after other people. So it's a plus, win-win. You know what I mean? You might see this old man walking down the road and look at me and say, man, you're drinking the wrong drink, and even buy me a drink. You understand me? So it's good. It's just good, man. We want good for each other. Yeah? Because we know the treadmill of life has got us concentrating on the wrong priorities. You know, wealth is important, but if you can't live to enjoy it, what good is it? Why all the toil, the struggle? I see my daddy, 3 jobs he do. Yeah, man, die right in front of me. And when I saw that, and then he leave all his money behind and everything, yeah, nah. Yeah, it hurts to see that. And that's all because of alcohol, love of this life. You know, no one say you shouldn't enjoy life and enjoy the planet, but we must be realistic. You understand me? About what we're putting into our body. We have to ask ourselves every time we put that thing next to our mouth, is it going to help me? Yeah? Is it going to be of help to me? Just like if you see certain people around you and you know that you want to progress in life and you need to be around the people that's going to help you. You're going to look at the people around you and say, are you going to help me? So if you can do all of that, then you should be doing all of this. You know? What you put in is what you get out. You know? We need to invest in good food. You know? Even if we come together as a community and just put our money up and say, right, we're going to buy all of this and spread the food around each other. That can be done. You know? But we've got to start off with yourself by going out buying the good food. Good supplements. There's a lot of good natural supplements out there that bring optimum health and strength. You know? Because as a people of that needs, you know, we've got special requirements. We can't have that rundown food that everybody else is eating. We've got melanin going on here. So that needs some special nutrients. So we must use our alternative health practitioners and herbalists who are well versed in bringing the nutrients to the melanated body. Now this is things that, you know, it's a case of putting your money where your mouth is. And I know not everybody's, you know, got that money available, you know, but they should seek to saving up for their health. You know, we are taught to save up for our death, right? Because, you know, I get it from my sisters. Oh, have you got your burial money sorted out? And you know, when you die, you know, well, I'm alive. Us. Yeah, you got to think of death for the future, but right now I'm alive, and I'm putting in good food, you know, to make sure I stay alive. But I find when people start plotting and planning about death, to me it's like they're making an appointment, and that appointment you've already got it, but I'm not going to rebook it. Huh? Nah, man. I'm thinking about life. I'm thinking about enhancing what I've got. Yeah, and that's the page we should all be on. We should be thinking about enhancing and doing better with what you've got, and how to get better out of it. So, it's just what you put in is what you get out. You know, we've got too many healers. We've got lots of herbalists. We've got lots of health practitioners. You know, especially the melanated ones that are versed with dealing with the melanated body, that can put you on certain diets that's good for you. You know, I could recommend you one off the top of my head. You know, and you know, it's up to us, and individually, you, the listener, if you want to like do well in life, you know, well in life can only start from the way you treat yourself. You know, because I class it as a treat. Ever since I reduced my alcoholic beverages to literally nothing, I found that when I was buying juice I used to look at and say, oh my God, that's a bit pricey. I just buy that without even blinking. Because I've realized where I would have bought alcohol without thinking about it, it was good. The free change I had, I could now invest wisely. And drinking these juices, oh my Lord, I feel so much better. I've got one right now. You know what I mean? I didn't even spend that much. 150, you know what I mean? In Lidl, or Aldi's or whatever it is. Yeah, I think Aldi's. Yeah, man. Those are the things, like, you know, you give yourself a chance. Yeah? And you feel better about yourself. You've got better energy. You come with a better energy. And you can actually spread better energy. Because I think, you know, when we spread better energy to each other, like not this, you know, crippled up energy or this doom and gloom energy and this, oh my God, I'm going to die next week energy. We want to be spreading the hopeful energy, the energy of life, exuberance, happiness, you know? And you only get that from well-being, yeah? Go to the gym, yeah, cool. But if you eat good and work hard, naturally, your body will stay fit, yeah? If you look after yourself, but going gym, I'm not saying to people, don't go gym and everything like that. But a whole bunch of these guys go gym, take a whole bunch of steroids and all kind, and then eventually drop dead. So it's like, and it's because, again, it's what you put in, yeah? Yeah, hard work always is a good start. But to do the hard work, you need the good fuel. You need that good energy. Even like, we eat foods like yam, dasheen, bananas. Like, you know, we don't even know the quality of the food that we've got. We haven't even gone as far as to write a nutritional chart about the food that we've inherited from our family. Fufu, you know? I'd love to, no, I do know nutritional value of fufu because I've actually put it on their boxes. But West Indian foods, we need to do that. Definitely need to do that. We need people to know that the power of yam, the power of dasheen. You know, we need people to know that there's a lot of energy in the food that we have. Yeah? You don't hear the Ras man tell you about Ital. And I've ate Ital food from Ras. Oh my Lord. What a treat. And one Ras, he had a meter, Ras Danai. Big up Ras Danai, wherever you are. But he had a meter, his electrician, he had a meter and he put it on an apple. Like an energy, like it reads energy kind of thing. I don't know what they call this, that meter. But he put it on the apple and showed me how much energy, currents of energy it has in it. And I said, wow. And then he showed me like the dead food that we're eating. And I said, wow, one apple, one whole food that I've eaten, one apple has more energy than it. And I'm like, what? And I realized, you know what? I've got to sort it out. So when I see my little boy yamming off apples, bananas like there's no tomorrow, he's got the best diet. He can, and my little girl's like that now. So I look at everything and I say to myself, you know what? I've got to follow suit. And ever since I have been following suit, as I said again, I've lost weight naturally. I feel better about myself. You know, I feel I've got more energy to offer. Yeah, and it's good. It's nice. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful feeling. And it's something I would definitely advise for my people. Make a change. Because when you make a change, everything around you changes. Your company changes. You know, your luck changes for sure. You know what I mean? And you find out that because you've carved a new route, you know, the forces of the universe, by the grace of the Creator, sends you all the tools you need to make those changes stay, and gives you all the incentives to keep it. You know, because this earth is about that. It's about growth. It's about growth recycling. It's about growth and giving. It's about growth and spreading just pure good energy. You know, and this is what we're here for. You know, we need to introduce our people, the community, to valuable products like tyrosine, you know, which is amino acid that builds up melanin. It's one of the main compositions of melanin. You can actually buy that. Vitamin D complex, vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin E, iodine, even colloidal minerals. Noni. Colloidal minerals are basically like, it's the minerals that's been extracted in a certain way. I'm not the full scientist. One day I'll go through colloidal minerals, but they're very powerful. You know, you can get gold. This is what our ancients used to do. Gold, silver. You know, we're supposed to have metals in our body because of the way we're composed. And because we're electromagnetic beings, we do need metals in our body. Remember, Dr. Sebi talked about electric foods, and he was right. You know, you do need electric foods. You need foods that you know, because we're basically like plants. There's literally no different. Melanin is like chlorophyll. Yeah, it's the same thing, and it works the same way in the body. It actually moves literally the same, and there's literally no difference. Because when you look at chlorophyll is melanin, but in another form. Yeah, and we work the same way as a plant. You know, the way our veins move, and the way the liquid passes through our body is the same way it passes through a plant to the leaf. Yeah, so we need to be well nutritioned out. We need to be more in control of our nutrition, and we should now look, avidly look to what is good for ourselves. You know, that will bring out the best in you. Cut meat out. You know what I mean? We love a meat, love pork. Ugh. You need to cut all these things because they're not going to help you, especially when you get to about my age. When you're looking to get to try and even hit the 60, you're not going to make it with that movement. You've got to change it because the meat does not go. You know? That meat, it stays in your body, so you've got to realize you're carrying unnecessary luggage. You know, you don't need it. Yeah, you can get other foods because what makes meat taste nice is the vegetables. If only one, just check it out. It's vegetables you put on the meat to season it, and some salt. Yeah, and the veg has got its own salt in it already, and it's got its own stuff. So you add that, and that's what gives the meat the flavor. So if that's what's giving flavor, then, and you're eating for the flavor, then obviously you should, stick to the root of the flavor, which is the vegetation. So yeah, I think that was my little piece over. That was on my mind. I had to talk about health. I know I haven't gone through it in the conventional way, but it's just things. I mean, people know all of these things already. I've given you some names, flung out some names. Tyrosine. I used to have some tyrosine, very good for you. Even CBD oil. You don't need to be cancerous to have it. Just buy it. It's good for you. Yeah, I mean, my mom went, God bless her soul in heaven. I gave her hemp oil when she was alive, and hemp oil is good. You can actually use hemp oil in salad dressings. Yeah, I mean, instead of using just normal olive oil. Yeah, and the reason why I'm saying it is just like for anybody that might even have an underlying. If you do these things regularly, eat good, sweat a lot, look after yourself, hydrate a lot, you'll find that if there's anything underlying, it might get tucked away if you're taking good food and good supplements. And one of the key, most important things, which I never wrote down in my notes, which I should have done, I'm glad I remembered it, is taking a washout, cleaning out the body, a detox, a colon cleanse. When you make these new moves, because that's what helped me. And when it's like you give your body a blank sheet when you take a colon cleanse. But if you're really overweight, then you're going to need a good few. But when you've got your body to a manageable weight and you're sweating enough, then you'll find that your body will just like go into autopilot once you eat and drink good. It just does all the rest for you. And if anything, you start getting better, stronger, fitter, leaner. More energy means that you might be able to train, do different things, buy a bike, walk where you used to drive, stuff like this, just changing habits, walking food off, stuff like that, not eating late, and all the usual things, So, for today, I've given you the best I can. This is all to tie in with the melanin, because melanin as a substance in our body is a very, very powerful thing, and it needs good nutrition. For you to get the best out of yourself, for you to achieve your dreams, the things that you've got at the recesses of your mind, you've got to really, really, really prove it by looking after yourself. That's the first test. Yeah? Because I don't, for me, if I look at people and they come telling me about, there's certain people that tell me, yeah, man, I'm a healer, man, and all them stuff. And I look at them, man, there's all the people, I look at them, I say, you look as unhealthy as anything. Who you healing? You understand me? Whereas you can look at people that look really well and they ain't tell you nothing. But you're going to come and ask them, what is it you taking? What is it you do? I mean, you want to know. You understand me? So, we got to look after ourselves, man. That's the moral of the story. So, yeah, I've gone into the health aspect. I'm going to play a couple of tunes, just a couple, just for a minute, because I was going to see if I can get good reception. I wanted to make a couple of calls to Africa. We're going to do this every month where I can talk to a couple of guests. I've got one of them that's made a couple of records that is causing a buzz in Ghana. I'd love to talk to him. Hopefully, if I can play his tune, which I've saved on my phone, and hopefully get to speak to him, Mr. I. Adams from Ghana. And I'm hoping to get to speak to the orchestrator and the governor, or one of the governors of BPG, Black People Giving. He's currently on a mission in Ghana, but I think he stopped off in Nigeria, and he wanted to speak to me. Not Ghana, sorry, Gambia, and he wanted to speak to me when he got back to Gambia. But I kind of forced the issue with him and say I'd love to speak to him, even like as he's in Nigeria. I know the reception might be bad, so it's only reception permitting. After I've played these couple of tunes, I'm going to try and get to Africa just to talk to my brothers out there, and for you, the listener, to hear how things are going on out there, because that's going to be the main thrust of what I'm about, is to get as much of my people aware that, you know, we have no need to think about wasting our time here no more. There's places for us to go and live, you know. The Most High's place, as I said, his house has many rooms. His mansion's got many rooms, and he's got room for all of us. So, you know, I'm going to speak to some of my brothers out there. One of them, as I said to you, he runs an organization over here and in Nigeria, and he runs a charity called Waiwa and BPG, and he's doing great things, him and his brother David. And I have to shout them out all the time, and shout Sandy from Go Grow and all my people that are doing great things, and Mr. I. Adam, if he's listening. So yeah, let me play this couple of tunes and see if my phone can get some bars up, and I'm going to give a call. I think I'll probably play Mr. Adams' tunes first, and then I'll give a call to him, and then call Emmanuel, because I've told him around this time. So yeah, give me just a few minutes, and I'll play a couple of tunes. That little piece about the health was short because I know everybody's heard it already. I hope it might have resonated with anybody listening, because this is so damn important that, you know, it's like your mom and dad telling you something. And like me now, at my age, I'm living off the words my mum and dad told me that I wish I listened to when I was younger. Because I always thought I knew better, yeah? And so until I see certain things happening to certain people around me, I said, wow. Especially my mum and dad. I said, my Lord. I said, you know, it's now, and because I've got children, you know, more importantly, it's important for me to be on the health issue and to be on that health, banging on that health, because I want to see all of my children reach long life, you know. I want to see all of them live good, and I want to see everybody I know and care for and love live good and live healthily. So yeah, with that, I'm going to play some couple of tunes, and I'll see what we can give my people that will make you all happy. Yeah.
lies they tell, all the poison they sell.
Some Ghanaian reggae for your head top.
Now we discover the truth. Oh, ja, 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 come down. Come and save the world. Am I trying to cover the truth? But now we discover the truth. Oh, ja, 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 come down. Come and save the world.
The whole world living in a danger. Liars are trying to cover the truth, but the truth cannot be covered. They might try to cover the truth. They try to destroy the truth. They might try to destroy the truth. Oh, Jaja, save your people up. Because of money, many people, they might liars. Because of money, this whole world is in trouble. Cause there are liars in a presidential, there are liars in a parliamentary, there are liars in a defense. Oh, Jaja, save your people out.
The lies they tell, all the poison they sell, seeping into our well. So I'm ringing the bell.
Yeah, the world is in trouble by Mr. I. Adams from Ghana, from all the way back home. We've got somebody there giving us the tunes, giving us the rhythms, telling us things that we really do know, but we do like to hear more of, to keep us on point. And I'm really happy and honored to know this chap. I'm hoping, by the grace of God, that I can get through to him. So I'm gonna make a one call now and see if I can get through. By God's grace, Mr. I. Adams. Let's see if I can get him. Reception's bad. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, lovely.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay,
Yeah,
lovely.
I'm fine. How are you too?
I don't know if everyone's gonna hear me well. I can hear you. Yeah, I've got my volume up as much as I can. You hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Beautiful, Mr. Adams. I played your track, right? Just to let everybody know,
yes,
that you've got something out there that's gonna help us. First of all, could you introduce yourself to everybody, all listeners here on Bless Radio 1, please? What's your name?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, what is your name?
My name is Adams Issa. My name is Adams Issa.
Okay.
Adams Issa.
Fantastic. And how?
Yeah, in a musical name, that is I Adams.
Okay, I Adams, right. And also, could you tell us what part of the world you hail from? What part of the world you come from?
Ghana, West Africa. I'm from Ghana, West Africa.
Yeah. Hey, anyway, this brother, I have to tell you, I met him in Ghana. Very good man. Also, could you tell them what kind of work you do?
Okay, that's great. I'm an engineer. I'm an engineer, a mechanical engineer on light and heavy duty machines.
All right. And tell me the kind of people you work with. Last time I spoke to you, right? Before that, we've only just caught up. But before that, I think the major time I spoke to you was when you was in Russia, doing that project.
Yes.
How did the project go?
Yes. Yeah, it was very great. I was in Russia about Africa, dry land and our water projects.
Yeah.
Because I always traveling around Africa, and what I see every day about our water problems is like Africa is drying out. So I try to visit Russia so that I could have a little help about water project, like to have a borehole water drilling for many villages and some towns in Africa, especially the middle part of Africa.
Fantastic. Because when I was out there, I knew that problem only too well, that there was a problem with the water out there, that's still using septic tanks and stuff like that, which can't be too good, you know what I mean? But it's horrible. But anyway, that's a problem that we're going to soon deal with, and I'm glad that you're on it. You know, we'll be speaking about that anywhere in private about things about this. Yeah, so it's good. So what made you do this music, this beautiful tune, The World Is in Trouble?
As for the world is in trouble, you know, I've traveled a little bit around the world, and what I even experienced in my country, Ghana, before going around Africa as a mechanic, working with the companies that are in borehole waters, gold mining companies, diamond mining companies, and then road construction companies. I found from many people is that sometimes you work for people they don't want to pay. They will have a lot of stories telling you. And constructional laborers, they will work. For them to have their money paid, some will go home, the wife and the children doesn't have food to eat.
Yeah. And this is happening.
They
Trust
have
me.
no money for children to go to school.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it is bad because it's
A
happening.
lot of children couldn't go to school. Yes.
I'm not happy to hear
A lot
that.
of happenings in Africa. Yeah. A lot of happenings in Africa, a lot of happenings in Ghana, and what me, myself, as a mechanical engineer, experiencing from some sort of rich man, that I've been able to buy heavy machines that I worked for many years before becoming who I'm also am today. For what they did, what I experienced from a lot of people, including Chinese, all sorts of human beings, you work for them, what they do in repaying you back, that's what inspired me to have this kind of song.
I understand, because a lot of people don't understand the Chinese situation in Ghana, and you know, it's good that you were saying it live. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it. It's coming directly from somebody that's over there and's feeling it. I saw it myself when I was out there. You know, and I didn't tolerate a bit of it. But I mean, you know, I know you guys have to live with that. So yeah, I'm sad to hear that, and I'm really sad about the money situation, because we got the same thing going on over here. You know, I mean, I've got a couple of contractors that owe me money in this country, so I understand. But I'm not in a bad position like how my brothers is for their family, because when the wife ain't getting her money and when the children ain't getting their food, it's not a joke. You understand me? A man will go mad. You understand me? So I understand this so much. But it's sad. But at least you're addressing the situation. You've done something about it. You've made a tune. Now, you know, you was inspired by what's going on around the world. But you also told me something else. You told me you've had this tune. For how long have you had this tune buried for? How long did you have this?
Hello?
How long did you have this tune for?
Okay, it's many years ago. It's many years ago, because I could remember it's about 20 years ago that I started researching about how things going, including whatever I've already explained to you. So that's it. And watching TV, reading the newspapers, and then from a lot of experience from people. So it's like 20 years now that the song is there. And so recently that there was a bit of wars around the world. That's what I additionally added. That made it such mentioning names of conflict, countries, and whatever continent that are fighting. That's it.
Fantastic. That is good. And it's also a good lesson for anybody listening, that any idea you have, you might think it's foolish, whatever. It might not be. It's time for it to come out. But my brother here, he had faith in his project, and he just was a matter of waiting for the right time for it to come out, and it's been eagerly taken on, and we love it. We love anything that exposes what people don't normally see, and anything that addresses issues that we need to talk about is beautiful. The name of this show is called Let's Look Into This, and this is what we're doing. We're looking into it. So it's really good to hear you, Mr. I. Adams. And no doubt we're going to be talking again. You. My brother, I made this a very short call.
And please.
Yeah?
Yes.
Hello?
Thank you, please. But there is another track that is African fighters. You know, Africa, there's a lot of war. Congo, Somalia, and whatever.
Yeah.
The war. Black against his brother black. Black against his fellow black.
Yeah.
African against African.
Yeah.
And all this was to raise a song for that one, to a song which is almost 30 years old.
Yeah.
It's also outstanding that one to you, and then maybe you can know what to do about that one too. That is for Africa.
Yeah, we're gonna don't worry about that, brother.
That is not allowing Africa to progress.
Yeah, I will be talking about that next week.
Whatever that is not allowing Africa to. Yes.
I'll be covering that in my show. I'm gonna talk about. That will be next week. That will be when I get into tidying up our house, because that's part of the tidying up process. The stopping of the census killing and identifying enemies. But that's something else we'll talk about. But otherwise than that, brother, how's the weather out there now?
Okay.
How's the weather?
Quite a bit good. Yeah, I said it's quite a bit good. It's like cloudy.
Okay.
Cloudy, but it couldn't rain.
Okay.
It's been quite some time, almost over a month now. It's been cloudy, but it couldn't rain. That's funny. It's like Africa's hot now a bit, yeah.
Okay, so that means it's time to go by the sea. Yeah, man. Okay,
yes,
but anyway, I'll be talking to you on the show next month, because this is going to be a regular monthly thing, and then I'll play the other track. That the other one, the one that you put all your heart on, that's the track I'll play for next week.
Thank you.
But thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for introducing us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you too, brother. God bless you.
Thank you, man. Have a very prosperous and beautiful day, man. Pass more love to all the Ghanaians.
Amen. Same to you.
Okay, take care, brother.
Amen. Same to you too, brother.
Thank you so much, man. Take care. Bye. Bye.
Thank you too. God bless you. Bye.
Yeah, that was Mr. Adams. May God bless. Yeah, it was really good talking to him. He's somebody that I met in Ghana, a really humble brother. I was in a hotel in Kumasi, and I was there talking with the staff and that, and then I see this man coming out of this cab, pulling out all these heavy duty tools, and as a guy that's on tools, I looked at him and I said, wow, I see these kind of tools. I didn't see these tools anybody have. And when he told me he does pneumatics and stuff like that, I said, wow. Man's got a JCB. He's got all the building stuff that we've got in this country. He's got it on his land, and he's a very progressive man, as you see him, and humble with his progression. So yeah, so that's going to be every month. We're going to talk to him. He's going to play, because he's got a plethora of tunes for us to hear. So he's gone into the music business. Hopefully, we'll be representing his interest in this country. So I'll be playing his tracks just so people can hear. And if they're interested, they can even come and purchase. So the next call I've got to do, because I'm doing them one back to back, is my brother Emmanuel. I'm hoping I can get through to him. Nigeria's got problems with their networks, as I well know. I'm going to play. I'm going to give him a call now and see if I can get through to him. I hope I can. It's ringing. Whether or not he's going to be able to talk is another thing. Greetings, brother.
Hello, brother Anthony. How are you?
Oh my God, bless you. I'm good, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, I'm good. Anyway, I have to talk to you, man. You're live on the show, you know. You're on Bless Radio 1, and the show that I've got is called Let's Look Into This. So all it is, I'm looking into what's going.
Glad to be with you, bro.
Boy, the pleasure is always mine, brother, man. First of all, could you introduce yourself to this audience?
You don't have that much time.
I know. I'm gonna go
with you today. I thought we were gonna start about half an hour ago, but I've got about half an hour, so I'm hoping that we can.
No, I've got 10
minutes. The network's not too bad.
No, 10 minutes, man. No, I'm only gonna pinch about 10 minutes of your time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
No, that's just gonna be a quick thing.
Perfect.
So basically, Emmanuel, could you just introduce yourself to the audience, please?
Yeah, so my name's Emmanuel Adedayo Daodu. I go by Dayo these days. I'm trying to stick to my African name, but I do love my name Emmanuel too. Yes. And I'm one of the founders of BPGYAWA. So we're an organization that's passionate about empowering Africans and empowering African development. And we are currently doing projects in both Nigeria and Gambia, focused on basically that, empowering Africans. So I've recently moved back to Africa, which is has been an amazing shift in my life, a huge change for me. And before we were doing our work from the UK, and my brother is still over there in the UK doing the work. However, I've now relocated to Africa. I am in Nigeria at the moment, but I've relocated to Gambia. And yes, we are just focusing on empowering our community, empowering ourselves to create that change, because, we can't rely on the government. The UK government isn't the greatest in the world, and when you go to Africa, you find it gets probably about 10 times worse. So we are really just focused on being the change that we want to see in the world and creating that change. So I don't know if you want me to go into those projects, but yeah, that's just
man. I want you to go. Yeah, because that's what I want you to tell them more about the projects, because you see the whole thrust of the show is about melanated people, about knowing who you are, and about to making them. Since you get to know who you are, then you'll find out that you're in the wrong turf, that you need to be relocating. I done the first show. I talked about repatriation and all that stuff. I talked about building communities or joining communities. It's good that you're doing it, you're living it, because that's what's made me respect you as one proper leader. And you're young, and that's what I see you do. You've done something great with your young energy. I mean, you went over with your wife and your child, no? You relocated.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello. Reception.
Hello, I'm here.
Yeah, good. I was saying you relocated with your wife and child, no?
Yes, we came with the wife and baby over to Gambia, yes, and to Nigeria too, yeah.
See, and this is for my audience to hear that it can be done.
We really love that move.
Big move.
Yeah, and even if you're really thinking about it, like, especially when you're in Gambia, like, to be somewhere like that with a young child is a lot better than kind of being over there in the West, because I know some people think that, the West is a lot more safe, but when you think about kind of the pressures that we are facing on the West in terms of the imagery that is constantly shown to our children, or even the violence that happens on the streets of London, when you come to somewhere like Africa, we don't even have anywhere near that kind of environment. You have an environment where people are way more loving, way more trusting. However, it does probably get a little bit more real at times. That's one thing I would say about living in Africa. It is real life.
It is real life.
Sometimes you live in the West, you might not realize that you're not living real life.
Yeah,
when you get to Africa, and you might get a bit of a reality check. But I think all of those things are really, really like what's the word I'm looking for? Really, really necessary to help you get closer to yourself and help you get closer to the reality of what's going on in our existence. If you are really living, you're not supposed to have everything looked after you by some supranational system that now, when they tell you to lock down in your house for a month,
you now have to just listen and say, yes, sir,
Yeah.
thank you, sir. You know,
Yeah.
in the reality of it, you're actually in control of your own life. So it's better to live somewhere that forces you to take control of your own life, understand how water works,
Yeah.
understand how electricity works,
Yes. And appreciate
understand
it
how
as well.
food works, understand how these things work,
Yeah.
you know, so that you can get closer to yourself and
Yeah.
get closer to how the way the world actually works.
I agree with you 100%, because when I was in Ghana, the place I was staying, his brother's yard, the man didn't even have his shower and that fixed up. I had to go to the cistern tank every day and go and draw for my water for my shower. Yeah, I mean, and cold ass water as well. So I understand, but I appreciated it, because every time I went there, I said to myself, you see that? At least I can get water to wash. You understand me? Because there's some places that don't even get water. So yeah, very, very good. Now tell us about the projects, the one I'm interested. Well, tell us a quick one on Wayewa, because I would love everyone to know about that, what made you do it as well, and then go straight to the Gambia straight after. I won't interrupt you.
Yeah, so you know, Wayewa is what we call a love-based system. So you know, the whole reason why we are pushing forward with that is because we want to be able to impact, you know, young people and people around the continent. We help them understand that, you know, this way of living that we have now, where everything's a bit transactional, and that, you know, you're not necessarily, especially when you're coming from Africa, you know, you don't necessarily have a government that you can look to support you. So we want to create something that people can look to support them. However, what's so important for us is that we could create self-sustainable models. And, you know, we were really excited when we were visiting the orphanage home just last week, because we saw that the models that they're creating over there are really sustainable. Because although, you know, BPGYA are giving them donation every single month, so we are supporting those children and the food that they're eating every single day, they're not resting on their laurels on that. They're actually getting into farming,
Yes.
something that we want to replicate over there in Gambia.
Yes.
So they've got farms over there. They're actually doing their own schooling over there as well.
Yeah.
So right now we're just trying to build up our own infrastructure so that we can support what's already going on in these projects that we're supporting, but we can also build upon that. So, you know, like, we want to get some more farmland, and we want to have that farmland also going towards creating sustainable models that can help children in and around Africa. But we also want to be able to work within the school. So in the last year, what me and my wife have been doing, as soon as we landed to Gambia, the school that we were supporting, we were actually brought forward there by Galaxy. The school's called Galaxy School, and they have actually received some support from Galaxy Radio. So Sister Shanice was based in there. Yeah, so we now went to, we went there, we said that, we want to help out too. And now every week, me and my wife have been teaching class in the school based on, you know, self-sustainability, based on like self-value, self-worth. And what we really have enjoyed in the last weeks of the school, last weeks of the year rather, was we've been doing a play, which was called Sunyata, which is a play that comes from that region. So we're in Gambia, so that would be formerly known as the Mali Empire.
Yeah.
And we therefore we did a story rather, or a play of Sunyata Keita, who was one of the fathers, or the person who birthed the Mali Empire.
Yeah,
and,
he's
reinforcing these stories to the children. What we're doing is really giving them that, you know, knowledge of self, helping them have that real self-value, and really helping them understand that they're not just, you know, just a single people in this society. They actually come from a very rich culture with a rich cultural value that we want to help them tap into. And, you know, that's what YA was about, us as African people being able to tap into our rich African culture and being proud of who we are, not being ashamed of who we are, not looking at the Westerners or the Western world as better, That's what we found sometimes. That I find children in Gambia, especially children in Gambia, may suffer from low self-esteem.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Europeans in Gambia. There's a lot of European propaganda around that makes people feel like everything in the West is better than what's going on over there.
Yeah.
And
That's
we
always
think
it's always
that
the
if
case. Sorry, bro. Go on, bro.
What was that, brother?
No,
You just cut out. What did you say?
Sorry, it's always the case. I understand that one.
Yeah.
Hello?
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Just as you're talking, it's just cutting out a little bit. So I've just been picking up
Oh,
little bits, trying to
sorry.
surmise what you're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, no, it's better now.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to finish off, like I said, yeah. So we want those same children who are seeing all this Western propaganda to understand that they actually are from their own rich heritage, and they don't need to be.
Oh, important what he's gonna say there. So
They don't need.
gone.
Yeah, they don't need to be looking at all things Western. They don't need to be looking to the West for
Approval.
for their own future. For approval. I think. Yeah, exactly. They need to understand that really they should be able to do everything that they can, everything that they need to do in their lives from right where they are. And when you go to somewhere like Gambia, you realize that it's actually paradise, and but there's an attitude sometimes that goes around that makes people feel like it's all the things from outside that's better than what they've got going on inside.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I understood. That's the curse.
We just,
Yeah, that's the curse, brother. But it's gonna be a case of like changing the narrative with people like you. You understand me? That's actually seen both worlds. Now you can relay the story. They can't say nothing to you because you're bona fide from back home.
Exactly.
You understand me? And you've come over here. You're like the one that's spied, had a good look. Yeah, and you can tell them about where the pitfalls are. And it's good. And when I land out there, I've got a lot to tell them. So, and also I've got a lot to show them, because one thing you can do out there now, because I saw you're going more into farming, you can think about making products you could even sell over here, brand it and sell it. Just a little something I throw out there. Hello? Yeah, we're reconnecting. The reception, I was lucky to have got this far. Right. I'm going to try and connect him back just to say bye. And if I can, I can. If I can't, I can't. We'll be speaking to Emmanuel, God willing, for next week, next month. We'll be definitely keeping updated with him to find out what's good. Yeah, I'm going to try just to say a quick hi and bye, because I think everybody's got a gist of what my brother was saying. And yeah, the reception's bad. Sorry for that, but that was my brother Emmanuel. That was my brother Emmanuel. I'm just sending him a message now to say thanks for the talk. I'll talk to him later on. Yeah, so as he was explaining to you now, like, what's going on in Gambia is that a lot of the people out there actually think we're living a good life, we're living our best life, and don't realize we're in the pothole of bills, bad health, and a bad economy, So we, in all of this, what we've got to look at is that, we've got a brother that was over here, went back home, emigrated with his wife, emigrated with his child, and I know baby was small when he went, and he's actually taken his mission that he carries around wherever he goes with him, and he's gone to empower another. So he's actually empowered a lot of people over here. He's actually helped a lot of people over here, him and his brother David. They give their energy and their time, which I wish I could. Yeah, I mean, be in the position they're in, because I got to feed my children and that. But what they do, I've got nothing but respect for these young lads from Nigeria. You understand me? Which is so beautiful to know. So yeah, I have to big up that brother at all times and every time, because what him and his brothers done for people like me, I'm old school, and I look at things. I'd originally done stuff like what he done when I was young like them, but I didn't carry it on. I got like worn out, and I said, working with my own people, wore the hell of me out because I was young. I didn't know what to do. Now I'm a bit more wise. I understand that. That's why I have to always give flowers to those that are doing it right now. I'm not going to wait till something happened bad for me to say, yeah, they were great. They're great now because they're actually living the dream. And they're giving hope to others. And it's a selfless mission. And no greater mission than a man that can give of himself and still bring his wife and child. Come on, man. So that's why I have to big up all of these guys. So yeah, my brother Emmanuel, big up. My brother Mr. Adams, may he be bigged up. We've had news from two sides of Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, and we also heard about what's going on in Gambia. By next month, as God wills, we will talk to both of them again, and by that point, Emmanuel will be back in Gambia. So we'll be getting to speak in Gambia, and I'll try and get a Gambian to just say, how do you do? And find out from them what they think. You understand me? So that we can get it from them. And then we can actually tell them how it is over here. You know, the realities. You understand? So they can understand what's going on and see that, you know, we're not living in a paradise, you know. We're only making something bad look good. But in the reality of it, we're not, you know, they're in the paradise. And we've got to let them know, because that's one of the things that was I found very strange when I was back home in Ghana, is that my people out there really did think that we was living, you know, England is the land of milk and honey. And they don't realize it's the land of, you know, fight to get a job and that red letter. You understand me? So we got to look at things, you know, and give thanks for the things that we have, and also make plans to get better and do better. Me, I'm looking to be out there. I'm looking to bring all my family out there, and I've got quite a lot of children. So that's what my plan is, you know, because at the end of the day, if we don't have a way of getting back to where our ancestors came from, working with our people, cultivating the land, which is so much of, you know what I mean? There's so much opportunities as well, because we can create opportunities with the knowledge we've accrued from the West. You know, there's a lot of things. Even for me, if I go out to Africa, I'll never starve, because I know I've got skills, transferable skills. I've got skills to give to children. I actually got things that can help me make a living. I'm actually quite not bad at business, so I can go into branding. I can go into showing them how to take materials from the land, turning it into a substance that's needed, and selling it and retailing it, you know, and shipping it out and to retailing it. So it's an export, you know. So things like this, I mean, there's so much to do, and you know, I'm so honored to have the chance to even talk to great people like that, because I'm kind of hoping some of the greatness will rub on me. They're great people I've met, and I'm really, really lucky to meet good people, because it's these people that help make the world a better place. And no matter how bad things has been or how things are with our community, our people and everything, we still, you know, this is what gives me hope, to know that there's still people that find the God in them to get up and forget all of that and to deal with what's needed to be dealt with, to look at the list of things that needs to be done, to look at the list of problems that we've got and provide solutions, to be willing to give their time, energy to put into making things happen. These are the things that is called humanity, you know, and it's beneficial to everybody of all creeds and colour, you know. This is the thing, you know, and we must never forget our humanity. Because even me, sometimes I look at people on the road and I'm like, oh, that one bit begging again and all them stuff, and it's not good. Yeah, you got to kind of forget that, have some humanity, and say, you know, maybe that person's in a bad way. Maybe they might need my help. Maybe by being a little bit more generous and helpful to other people, you know, I might feel better about myself, you know. You know, so we just got to just look at things, you know. And as I was telling my brother Emmanuel, the main thrust of this show is, let's look into this, is we're going to look at different things. You know, the model I've used as my logo is the chakra. And when we're looking into this, everything we're looking at externally is going to eventually bring us internally, so that we can work out internally how to build our energy up, how to be more positive, how to be more loving, how to be more kind, how to be more patient. You know, I need all these things. That's why I named them. And that's for everybody. You know what I mean? We got to make a list of all the good things we need, all the good vitamins we need, all the good energies we need, all the good people that we need, all the good things of life, you know? That's free, you know? You don't have to pay for that. You just have to be nice. Or you have to, and when I say be nice, treat yourself nice, think nice, you know what I mean? Try and be nice. That's one of my ones I'm fighting every day. But I'm telling you all, that's what it is, you know. And you find that when your mind is made up, a lot of things get made up with it. Lots of new opportunities come through the door. You know, lots of great things, all things that you've dreamt of. Like for me, a lot of my dreams are starting to get realized because I've made it clear about what I'm about. And I've spoke to the universe and spoke it into existence that I want this. This is how I'm going to go about it. That's what I want. This is what's good for me, my family, for all of us. Yeah, I mean, this is what I need. Yeah, and this is how I look at things. You know, speak it into existence, it shall be. You know, knock and the door shall open. Ask and you shall receive. Yeah, it's as simple as that. But you must be clear in your mind about what you're about. You must be very clear in your mind. You must be clear in your mind about all the things that you need to do. And you'll find that things get a bit easier. Yeah, it's like that room that's full of mess. Like me, I'm one messy guy. And when I look at the room, sometimes I say, wow, where do I start? But I find that the time I'm standing there looking at it, things ain't getting done. But the minute I start immersing myself in it and start getting rid of it, putting this over here, tucking this over there, it eventually sorts itself out, you know? And then I feel good, better. And then it's down to the next one, because life is one after the next, you know? Sometimes you get a little chance to relax and enjoy it, but it is the way of life. This is how you've been designed. Because of the machinery that God's given you, because he's made you into some superhuman, you're going to get superhuman tests. But it yields the superhuman results. And it's like anybody of any colour, they will tell you, when you put in that hard work, it's like that boxing match with Bivol and Alvarez, Canelo Alvarez. You know, when you put in that work, you get that result. Unlucky for Anthony Joshua last night though, because I didn't even see the fight. I didn't want to see the fight because I was so mad. I listened to it on commentary and, you know, it burned me because I had him to win. But big up Anthony Joshua, man. Yeah, I mean, big him up anytime. Yeah, I mean, because I know deep down that brother there, sure. Yeah, I mean, but it doesn't matter because he just takes about a year out, come back in again and bust two of them mans up again. He'll do it. Yeah, I mean, he'll do. You know, on the way to the top, you're gonna take a few drops. That's just how it is. You understand me? But if you don't give up, lift yourself up. You know what I mean? And say to yourself, you know what? All right, I took a, you know, that banged me up. Then look at how you got banged up. You understand me? And I'm not just saying this for Anthony Joshua. I'm talking about it for everybody because I get duffed up quite a lot. And I'm not talking physically. I'm talking like metaphysically through deals and stuff like that. And for me not to lose my mind and to go crazy on people or whatever, I have to look at that. I said, this is just the way to the top. It's just the way. I shouldn't have took that turn. I shouldn't have gone that route, you know? So this is the way, you know, we learn. Children learn by their mistakes. And, you know, us as adults, whether we want to do like we're big time or whatever, we're still like children learning. You know, we're like big kids learning. It's just like the lessons we get are not like what children get. You know, we get the proper thing. So, yeah, we have to learn. And this is what carves you out into the character you can become and into the personality you can be. I mean, we're here to win. Now, everybody literally wants the same thing. It's just that how bad you want it, what you're willing to do to get it, and staying true to it and being consistent in looking for it. And we are going to get our liberty. We are going to get our day of justice because the moves are now being made towards it. And I can feel a good feeling for our people. You know what I mean? I feel something so powerful, man. And I said, the way I feel it, man, it's almost like I can touch that thing. I feel like we've won that victory already. Right, and some people's going to bar me down for that, for all the people that are getting killed in that. I feel like we've won this victory already, and we're here to do the victory lap, which means now we're going to prove how we've won this. And the proof is in the pudding. You know what I mean? So far, for this week, I've given you some very nice tools to think about. You know, you all are agents. Yeah, you're like some 007s, you understand me? Yeah, of men and women. Yeah, I mean, you've got the power. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm Q. Yeah, I mean, I introduced you to some extra things about your vehicle. Your vehicle's got a lot of power. Your vehicle can do a lot of things. Your vehicle can reach to the universe and beyond. Yeah, your vehicle is in tune with the Most High. So, for you to realize this, you must do like that's where you're going. You must eat like that's where you're going, and you must see yourself in that position. You must see yourself doing well in life. You must see yourself in the right, sitting down, commanding, ruling. You know what I mean? Yourself. You know what I mean? First. You understand me? Before you can even get to others. but you shouldn't really be looking to rule others. But I'm just saying, the whole point is self-autonomy, self-empowerment, and just feeling good about yourself. So yeah, on that note, and that's how my brother's been doing back home in Gambia, and with you at Waiawa, I big up everybody that takes time out to go and give people their energy, to give people their money, their time, their love, their affection. You know, it's a wonderful thing. Let this world continue as it is, and more love for blessings for you all. I send love to everybody of all colors, all nationalities, and all species. As I said, the ones we can't see, the ones we can see, those who live under rock, under earth, or wherever. I just live one love, one peace, one harmony for everybody. Take care as I sign out and make room for my brother coming in. With enough is enough. Oh, brother, let me just bust on one there. Yeah, there. Remember, it's been a very, very
Can't keep a good man down. Can't keep a good man down. No, 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 no. Coming from town, someone took you down. Coming from town, someone took you down. Thank God they never threw you to the ground. Thank God they never threw you to the ground. Coming from church and they steal away your purse. Coming from church and they steal away your purse. Thank God your hymn book never burst. Thank God that you're not the worst. Mother may be poor, your father may be poor. Don't be afraid to praise Jaja anymore. Mother may be poor, father may be poor. Don't be afraid, say prayers on the floor. Love Jaja, oh Jaja. Thank him, girl, for what he's done for you, for what he's done for you. No. If God is for you, who can be against you? If God is for you,